Hello, I am constantly afraid that we will run out of money and food. I have had such moments in the past, and now I am constantly afraid that the same thing will happen. I am currently on maternity leave, and my husband just got a promotion, but we had to take out a loan due to the treatment of a relative of ours, and we have a mortgage loan. And the other day, they also laid off a colleague right after she returned from maternity leave, and I immediately panicked that I should immediately find a job online or something just so that we don't run out of money. Can you give me some advice on how to deal with this panic?
Wow. Hearing that, you can't help but feel the immense pressure and just the weight of that fear, can you? This isn't just everyday worry we're talking about. This is a really deep-seated anxiety, and it's probably connected to things that have happened in the past, now being kicked up by all the stress of the present. So let's break this down together and look at some real, structured ways to handle these overwhelming feelings.
Okay, first things first, and it's so important to hear this. What you're feeling is completely valid. Financial panic is a totally normal human reaction, especially when you faced instability before. This is not you overreacting. This is actually your brain's alarm system, trying to protect you from a danger it remembers really well. It's exhausting, for sure, but please know you are so not alone in feeling this way.
So, the big question is, where do we even begin? Well, a really powerful first step is to draw a line in the sand, a line between what panic feels like and what the facts actually are. Panic loves to drag our minds down this rabbit hole of what if, right? Into this spiral of worst-case scenarios. Our goal here is to just gently tug ourselves back out and plant our feet firmly in what's happening right here, right now.
This is all about pushing back against those thought catastrophes with a dose of reality. So when your brain screams, "We're going to run out of money," you can calmly ask back, "Okay, but what income do we actually have coming in?" When that fear insists a catastrophe is just around the corner, you can ground yourself by asking, "All right, what's our actual plan if a challenge comes up?" See what that does? It shifts you from being a terrified passenger on this panic-fueled ride to being the one in the driver's seat.
All right, let's build on that idea. The next step is about taking something that feels huge and kind of fuzzy and making it solid. Think about it. An unnamed fear feels like this giant, endless monster in the dark. But the second you can give it a name, suddenly it's something you can actually start to deal with.
And it can be as simple as just writing it down, or even just saying it out loud to yourself. Just that one sentence, "I am afraid that we might be left without money." It sounds almost too simple, but it is incredibly powerful. It's like you're taking all that swirling chaos in your head and pinning it down on a piece of paper. It becomes something you can look at, something finite, and a whole lot less scary. You're basically taking the anxiety out of you so you can see it for what it is, a feeling, not your entire reality.
Okay, so once you've named the fear, you can start to build a plan. And look, this is not about coming up with some magical, perfect solution overnight. Not at all. It's about taking small, real steps that give you back that feeling of being in control. Panic just loves it when we feel helpless. A good plan is basically its worst enemy. So, what does this security plan look like? Well, we can break it down into 3 really effective steps. First up, budget for the essentials. This just creates clarity and a sense of order when everything else feels chaotic. Second, just explore extra income options. No pressure to start right away, just researching. That alone gives you back a sense of agency. And third, build an emergency fund. And listen, even a tiny amount helps. It's not about the dollar figure, it's about knowing you have a little buffer there. It's a psychological safety net. Every one of these steps is like a quiet message to yourself. I've got this. I am in control.
That's all great for planning, but what do you do when the panic hits you right now? When you feel that wave just starting to build? For those moments, you need tools for the here and now. And the absolute key is to do something that grounds you in the present.
And here is one of the best tools for that, a simple breathing technique. Let's try it. Breathe in slowly for a count of 4, now hold it for 4, and now a really long, slow exhale for a count of 6. That longer exhale, that's the magic trick. It literally tells your nervous system to hit the brakes. It's like sending a direct message to your body that says, "Hey, we're safe. You can calm down now."
And while you're doing your breathing, you can add another layer, a grounding phrase, kind of like a mantra. Just repeat it to yourself, in your head or out loud, whatever feels right. We are not in a crisis right now. We are managing. Now, this isn't about pretending you're not scared. It's about gently reminding your panicked brain of what's actually true in this very moment. It's a simple, factual statement that can cut right through all that catastrophic noise.
So, we've covered a lot of ground, from understanding the fear to building plans and handling panic in the moment. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, the worst thing you can do is try to tackle everything at once. So let's just boil all of this down to one simple, totally doable action you can take right now.
This really is the most important question. Progress isn't about solving everything in one giant leap. It's about taking a single step that shifts your brain from feeling overwhelmed to feeling like you're taking action, no matter how small that action is. So just ask yourself, what is one small thing I have control over today that could bring just a little bit of calm?
And if you need a starting point, try this, a 10-minute action plan. Seriously, just set a timer for 10 minutes. That's it. In that time, write down your specific fears. Then list 2 or 3 small, concrete actions you could take. It could be as simple as just checking the budget to get the facts, or researching one online course. It might even be saying to your partner, "I'm feeling scared. Can we talk about our plan?" This single action isn't about fixing the whole problem. The point is to remind yourself that even when you're facing this huge fear, you are not powerless. You can always take the next small step,